Okay. So in the last class, we have studied. We started the class with studying the comparison of agile model with other models. Then we started studying with under the umbrella of agile models, what are the other models, and under the agile development models zone, we will study two models, extreme programming and Scrum. Now, the basic ideas that what is the meaning of the name extreme programming and what are the good practices that are needed to be practiced to the extreme level for developing this extreme programming model we have studied, right? We studied that code review, testing, design, integration testing, all these practices, all these good practices, they have been recognized in the extreme programming model, and they are suggested that they should maximize these activities usage should be maximized in order to say that extreme programming model has been reached. Now, what is the basic idea of this extreme programming model? Now, this XP, it is based on frequent releases, that is, it is based on iterations during which the developers implement the user stories. Now, I will explain everything line by line. We all know that any programming model is based on the concept of iterations during which the developers will implement the user stories. Now, what are these user stories? Fine. So, these user stories are nothing but similar to use cases. So, a user story is a conversational description by the user about a future feature of the required system. So, what is this user story? So, for example, a user story about a library software. What can it be? One can be a library member can issue a book. Second can be a library member can query about the availability of a book. Third can be a library member should be able to return a borrowed book. So you see all the features which are there in a library software, these features are considered as use cases, and the conversational description by the user about a feature, it is known as user story. So issue, borrow, availability, these are all features, but when a user is describing that I want to see whether I can issue a book, a statement, or whether I can query about the availability of the book, a statement, a description, whenever it is described by the user, an informal description, this becomes a use case or a user story. So, a user story is a very simple statement of a customer about a functionality the customer needs. It does not definitely mention about the finer details such as the different scenarios that can occur, the precondition that needs to be satisfied in order to fulfill that feature. All these things are not necessary. So it is just a statement by the customer about the functionality he needs. It won't be defining any finer details about the feature. So this is the concept of user stories, and this extreme programming model is based on iterations which are developed on this very concept of user stories. Okay, so remember, a user story is a statement of a customer about a functionality that he needs in an informal and conversational way. He says that, but it won't be able to understand the finer details of the feature. Okay, so on the basis of these user stories, the project team does what? He proposes a lot of metaphors. Now I will describe what is a metaphor also. So, on the basis of these user stories, the project team, they propose the metaphors. Metaphor is a common vision of how the system will work. Now, suppose our college wants to develop a good library management software. He has gone to a company. That company project manager has come. He has talked with the students that what they are expecting from this management software. He has talked with the teachers. He has talked with the librarian. He has talked with the management. So when we as customers are telling our project manager of the software development company, then we won't be able to tell in terms of technical terms, right? We will only be describing in an informal way that what we are expecting from the system. So suppose a student says, sir, I want, it will give me a feature of seeing that what is my last day. It will give me notification 5 days before the last day of submission of my borrowed book, so that I can save me from being fined for submitting my book late. So these are informal descriptions that the users of that system are giving, right? So this type of information or this type of user stories, they collect from the different users of the system. The teachers will say something, the students will say something, the management will say something, the librarian will say something. Now, on the basis of all these user stories, the project team, they will propose metaphors. What are metaphors? These are common vision of how the entire system will work together, so that each and every strata of the users, their wish or their demand is fulfilled. So this is known as metaphors. That is how the system would work. Now, since we as end users are not being able to tell something in technical terms, so the project team can only design a more or less vision of how we are wanting the system from them. Then with this, they will go to the development team, then they will start designing and so on, right? So the development team, they will decide to construct like for which feature we should explore this, for which feature, which solution should be proposed. So like this, right? So their XP, this extreme programming, they prescribe several basic activities which are part of this software development process. Now these activities we will be studying. Anyone has any query in understanding the meaning of user stories and metamorphs? Have you understood? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the activities that first one we have learned it the under the basic activities of extreme programming. We have learned it. So this coding XP, what it does, it always argues that the code is the crucial part of any system development process. Why? Since without code, it is not possible to have a working system. So code is the most crucial part. Okay. So utmost care and attention need to be placed on the coding activity. However, the concept of code which is being used in extreme programming is a slightly different from the traditional one, because here the coding activity includes modeling also, like drawing the diagrams that will be transformed into code, scripting a web-based system, choosing about several alternative systems. So that solution, so suppose I have 5 solutions which will give me the same output, but which among those 5 alternative solutions I will be choosing in order to code my program. So these also comes under the coding. So overall, coding is the most crucial part because it is not possible without code to have a working system. So it is said that utmost care and attention needs to be placed on this activity, that is coding activity. Fine. Next is the testing activity. Okay. First, let me just take a screenshot of the attendees. Okay. Next is the testing. So high importance is given on testing, and it is considered that testing is the primary mean for developing a fault-free software. So in order to develop a fault-free software, rigorous testing is required. Next activity is listening, which is a very, very important activity. The developers who are developing, they need to carefully listen to the customers. If they have to develop a good quality software, they should always listen that what the customer is demanding from them. Programmers, they definitely have an in-depth knowledge about the domain they are working it, but this should not reflect that since I have a thorough knowledge, I know everything about this system, I do not want to listen to the customers. I have understood what are important features in a library management system. I will just develop it and deliver to the customer. No. So what happens is, when we are ordering from a library management system to be built by a company, we as customers, maybe it is true that the company has developed a lot of library management systems, but we as customers, we also have some domain knowledge means we know that what are the features we are expecting from our library management system, and what are the features we are not at all expecting from our library management system. Because I also have done some homework, I also have gone some like through some websites, I have seen some other colleges who are running this. I have seen their features. I have done a research. Then only I am saying, na, ki I want to develop like this. These are the things which I have seen in other college, which I do not want to include in my. So customers also have a domain knowledge. So programmers, they should properly understand what are the functionalities of the systems that these set of customers are wanting to be developed. So they have to listen to the customers so that they can make the system a good quality system, so that customers are satisfied. So listening, that is communication with the customers, is a very important activity, or should I say the most important activity under all the activities that are enlisted in extreme programming. Next is the designing. Okay, so we all know that in your in your life also, when you want to appear for a, suppose you want to appear for a government exam, suppose today is one date and you know you have your exam after 6 months. Okay, now you know the syllabus, you have all the subjects which you need to study. Then depending on which subjects will take your more time, which subjects will take your less time, you also design a framework, a timetable. Suppose 9 to 11 you will study this subject, then for 15 minutes break, then 11:15 to 1:15 you will study this subject or solve questions from here, then 1 hour lunch break. So like this you also design your course when you want to appear and you want to crack any exam in your life. So we all know that without proper designing a system implementation, it becomes very much complex and it becomes very much difficult to understand the solution, and thereby something which is complex to implement, something which is difficult to understand, therefore maintenance also becomes difficult and expensive. समझ में ही नहीं, जो नहीं आ रहा है वो मेंटेन कैसे करेंगे, वो कैसे समझ में आएगा. सो overall, if I do not design something, that how will I be doing my flow of work, how will I be doing which sections of the code first, then which testing should be done first, which portions I will be testing aside, which portions I will be testing together. So all this proper design needs to be done, right? So a good design, we all know, it should result in elimination of complex problems or complex dependencies within a system. So effective use of a suitable design technique is always emphasized. So what will a good design do? Okay, so these four are the activities which are very much emphasized in XP programming model. Another two activities are there which I will be explaining now. Apart from these four, fifth one is feedback and sixth one is simplicity. No, we all have from the day one when we are studying the different model, we have all recognized the importance of user feedback, because in understanding the exact customer requirement, So in understanding the exact customer requirements, user feedback is very much essential. So development of any version and collection of feedback on that developed version is very much important in order to learn what is happening and in order to make the changes if required. Okay, so definitely frequent contact and communication with the customer, it will make my development very much active or effective rather, because whenever I am developing a version and whenever I am doing or submitting it to the customer for their feedback, I should be able to learn also what the customer is asking, and I should be able to make the changes also. So I need to be in frequent contact with the customers in order to make my entire development effective. Okay. The last one is the simplicity. So this entire XP model, it is based on the principle of, I will write it. So this is the principle on which the extreme programming model is based, that is build something simple that will work today when we are building it, rather than trying to build something that would take time, and yet so much time is taken in order to develop that complex thing, it may not be never used. So this is the essence in which the attention should be focused on specific features that are immediately needed and making those features work, rather than devoting time and energy on speculations about future requirements. So I should emphasize this idea that I should be developing something which I can start working upon, which the users can or the customers can start working upon, rather than I am building something which is taking a lot of time and I'm not being able to deliver it to the customer, and I'm going on speculating that no, give me some time, this will have future good impact, this will have these requirements in the future, so on so forth. No, I will develop something, it will be easier for the customers to use, later on I can work on the system, not an issue. But let my customers start using whatever I am making. This is the main motto. So this model is in favor of making the solution to a problem as simple as possible. In contrast, whereas the traditional system development models, they recommend planning on, if you remember, they recommend planning on reusability and future extensibility of the code and design. So the other models which we were studying, more emphasis was given on whether I can reuse my code, whether in future I can extend my code, and later on whether I can extend my design also. No, this is not the motto. The motto is whatever I have in hand, I will build something simple so that it will work today rather than what will happen in the future. I will stop speculating that. Why is that? It's a very interesting thing. It's a very unfortunate thing also. In 2019, the people who were alive, a lot of people died due to corona in 2020. So they also did not know that they are going to be dead by within a year. So if suppose there is a company CEO, he is taking no, I will do this thing in after 2 years I will be able to deliver, and in the meantime he is dead. So a lot of mishaps happen, right? We are not in control of our life. So let's not emphasize on doing something that will take a lot of time, and we are not sure also whether we will be able to deliver and the user will be able to use. So always build something that will work today rather than trying to make something that would take time and yet may never be used. Okay. So this is the main idea. These are the basic activities that are part of the software development process that is under the extreme programming model. Okay. So first I will share with you the attendance, then I will be continuing with the class. Okay. Okay, so everyone mark your attendance, please. Okay. So I hope everyone has been able to mark their attendance. So I'm stop sharing. Okay. So where is the applicability of this extreme programming model? Right? The first applicability is projects involving new technology or research projects. Because why is that? Because whenever I am developing a project using new technology and I am doing some research project, I am not sure what is the output and I am not sure what exactly is the requirement. So in this case, what happens is the requirements they change rapidly, and often the output or the technical problems that are associated is often not visible. So the invisible technical problems they need to be resolved and the requirements are changing very rapidly. So for this type of scenarios, XP programming model will come into use. And also for small projects, if I have a very large project, it will be difficult to handle it. So this model was proposed in the context of small teams, because since we are saying that emphasis should be given on customer interaction, so face to face meeting is easier to achieve. We all know when the team size is small, and when the team size is larger, then this meeting and feedback taking, all this becomes a hideous task, right? So the projects which are involving new technologies and the research projects for which the requirements are changing rapidly and the technical problems that may come is not seen earlier, and for small projects that the small teams can meet face to face meeting is easier to achieve, for these two type of scenarios the XP model is basically applied. Now for which characteristics, for when I am saying this, for which characteristics it is not suited to develop using this any agile model? So the projects which are under stable requirements, the projects which require stable requirements, that means conventional develop model, for those conventional development models are more suited or apt to use where when the projects are characterized by stable requirements, because for such projects it is known that few changes will occur. Therefore, iterative waterfall model may involve making long-term plans, where we know that rapid changes in the requirement won't come, only a few change will occur. So we can use the iterative waterfall model, because this will make a long-term plan during our project initiation process. And since a few changes will occur, these are stable requirements, so for that agile model does not need to be used. And second is for critical projects like mission critical or safety critical systems. Okay, so in the development of these type of systems, the traditional software development life cycles are usually preferred so that reliability can be ensured. Why preferred? Because to ensure reliability. And why? Because few changes will occur. Okay, So these two are the system or the type or the characteristics of projects where the agile models are not being used, okay. The our last example which I said was where it is applied. These two examples are the example where the agile model is not being used and any traditional software development life cycle is used, where it is related to safety critical, where it is related that few changes will occur. We do not use extreme programming model or any agile development model. Is this entire class clear to you all? Yes or no? Less than a minute
Yes, ma'am.
remaining, so it will
Yes, ma'am.
stop automatically. If anyone has any question, he or she may ask. Okay, so I will assume that you have understood anything. Okay, so thank you so much for attending the class. Thank you.